Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a series of ab exercises that you guys can do in the gym. You can do it on a field because that's where I did it. You can do it in your bedroom before you go to sleep, just anywhere. It requires no equipment, just you and your abs getting right and getting it tight. So I do a voiceover for most of the video, but just to kind of explain certain movements, why I do it, what muscle groups it targets for abs, and things to just keep in mind. But if you don't need any of that, you can go ahead and keep it silent. But if you do, turn up that volume, girl. But yes, let me know what you think, and let me know if you like this style of video in general. And also follow me on Instagram because that is where you get to be nosy in my life and get updates about videos and everything outside of YouTube. So yeah, let's get started.
Okay, so first, okay, girl, go ahead and take your shirt off, get comfortable. We have alternating starfish touches, and honestly, who knows what the real name of this is, but y'all are gonna thank me one day for these creative names. But basically, you're using your opposite arm or hand and lifting up with your entire leg and meeting at the center or at the top, and just making sure to round out your back whenever you get back to the ground to get that full ab extension. I definitely think there's a difference between just laying down and rounding out your back. Up next, we have alternating scissor kick holds. So as the name portrays, you are doing scissor kicks, but the difference between this and just regular, just scissoring your legs is you're holding at the top. But as you can see, my shoulders are lifted, my core is tight. I'm holding whenever I get my leg up, and I'm trying to keep my legs as straight as possible. So first up on the plank series is a lateral plank walk. So you're walking from side to side using your arms and your legs. Now this exercise is difficult because it definitely is full body. So you're using your arms, but also just the coordination of moving your arm and your leg at the same time while trying to keep your back as flat as possible. I love this one. You can get really tired easily, but it's definitely a great like full body workout day type of thing. So there's a legit name for this exercise, but I choose to call it sexy spiders. So basically you are meeting your elbow to your knee on the same side. So same arm, same leg going up together. And I think the biggest thing to remember is to try to keep your back flat, core tight, and just coordination in general. For this particular exercise, I think there's a couple of things to keep in mind when you're doing it. A, your feet are going to move because whenever you're opening and closing, doing that spinal twist, you are sliding and slipping, so that can make it a little difficult. And also remembering to keep your hips lifted and your back flat whenever you do reset. Also, another option is to do it on your hands if doing it on your forearms is a bit of a challenge for you. This is actually one of my favorite exercises out of the bunch, but the only thing that I will say that makes it difficult is you are supporting your entire upper body with one hand. So you're alternating one arm and then the other, touching opposite feet, going into that downward dog position. So the only thing that I would say to remember is try to not get too low when you're resetting back into that plank. So next we have suitcases, in and outs, whatever your coach or your trainer calls them. So basically you're lifting your entire upper body and making a ball and then going back out straight. So what I like to do is try to keep my legs lifted off the ground, make sure you're not putting them on the ground, and then also spreading my arms all the way out. But when I go down, as you can see, my shoulders are still lifted. for this particular exercise, you're going to try to keep your legs at a 90-degree angle. And honestly, mine are at about a 95.3, but we're not counting. But anyways, and you're oscillating your legs from side to side, making sure you're not resting your legs on each side and you're keeping them lifted. You can also extend your legs and oscillate from side to side, as I will do in just a moment. You can also put your hands under your butt if that assists you to do this exercise a little bit easier. But if you want to challenge yourself, I would encourage you to put your hands to the side and let the core and the abs do all the work. So for this next exercise, it's a little bit different from your traditional sit-up, and it is because you're using your upper body to hoist yourself up on your leg and touch your toe. So I think the challenge here is your arms start burning and your abs, but I definitely say push through. It's totally worth it. And as you see on the bottom, I round my back on the ground to get that full ab workout. So for this next exercise, honestly, you can tell that I'm struggling with the names of these exercises, but it is what it is. Your legs begin in about a 90-degree angle. Again, mine are about a 95. And then you're extending one leg out and then the other very, very close to the ground horizontally. So you can put your hands under your but I don't, because I want to challenge myself. You can also put a weight behind your head if you also want that extra support. But yeah. For this exercise, you have to try to be careful because you don't want to roll onto your neck too much and then kind of strain your neck or anything worse. But you're basically hoisting yourself up and then resting back down. You don't want your legs to touch the ground. They're lifted right above the ground and they should be horizontal. I don't show that part too well, but basically this exercise really targets your lower abs and upper abs at the same time. So it's probably one of the biggest challenges out of all of them because you're literally using your core to push yourself up. So for this next exercise, we're basically going to target our obliques, which I absolutely love doing. It's definitely a challenging muscle group to do, but within this exercise, you're supporting your entire body basically with one arm. So you have to be careful, but you are gently kind of grazing your hip onto the ground and then lifting it straight back up. And you kind of want to make sure most of the motion is in your hip and like lower body and not necessarily your upper body moving up and down. So this one, you might look a little ridiculous doing it, but once you get down with the rhythm, you absolutely will look like a boss doing it in the middle of a field with a bunch of people around. But one thing to try to remember while doing these crab like walks is that you want to keep your core tight and your butt lifted. It's definitely a full body workout, but I absolutely recommend it. And just remembering to extend your leg all the way up and meet it in the middle with your hand. Here, we're taking crunches to the next level by implementing both your upper and lower abs by crunching your knees in as well as your upper body in to meet each other at the center, and then rolling back out and remembering to round out your back whenever you're doing the crunches. You can also add weights behind your knees, and that'll definitely help you feel the burn if you feel like just doing this by itself is a little easy for you. I call these penguins, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. So basically, this exercise targets your obliques, and then you're also keeping your core tight the whole time, and your arms are extended. touching the back of your heel from side to side. I usually do about 30 of these to really feel the burn. So I'm kind of giving a quick little tutorial about what the movement should look like when you're doing this exercise, but it's basically like a bicycle crunch, and you're moving your upper body all the way up as well as your knee to meet in the center, and your legs should be right above the ground and as straight as you possibly can. Mine are a little bit bent, but as long as you're getting that crunch and making sure that your shoulders are lifted the whole time, you're good. Last but not least, save the best for last. I call them V rockers because your body is in a V shape and you're rocking back and forth, trying to make sure to keep your shoulders lifted the whole time and your legs away from the ground. So just trying to keep that V shape itself will give you an ab workout.
Okay, y'all, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more things like this. I promise the next video will definitely be something makeup related. I already have it filmed. Feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you made it this long, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.